All right, we're just talking about purple patches, but we weren't talking about football. We were doing our regular catch up before the pod, and yeah, you've alluded to some of the things that we said, but I don't think we can say. What do you mean? What the fuck is that?
Fucking ugly.
It does look like the overground seat.
Get that away from me.
Okay, cool. All right. I don't know why that's there.
It's new.
It's new. Well, no,
So
that's
it was
been around.
warm.
That's been around for ages.
Yeah, I mean, it's new to me.
Yeah, but you've been around there.
And I haven't seen it.
Yeah, maybe that's for good reason.
Yes. Burn it.
If you're listening, we're talking about a pillow. That's how good our chats are.
And if you're looking, just look in my eyes. Try not to fall in love.
St. Patrick's fans are about to fall in love with you.
It's St. Patrick's Day soon, though.
So
March 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Nigeria, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Fun fact. Patron saint of Nigeria is the patron saint of Ireland.
Yes.
There you go. You learn something new every day. But that is cold. That is cold.
Yeah. It doesn't keep you warm.
No, well, the gym.
You keep saying the gym. I'm not wearing this in the
You
gym.
look like you've gone back to the 1990s and that. It is nice. I will say. Do you know what? I think Umbro are really underrated in the kick game.
They're getting back.
Yeah.
Getting back to it.
Yeah. Well, for context, Chika's wearing a St. Pat's jacket because I'm a Cork City fan, and I think I'd get crucified if I put that on.
By who?
Cork City fans. I've actually got people following me who are Cork City fans now on my personal account as well. So
I love how your dad doesn't give a fuck, but you give a fuck. And I was like, I asked your dad, I was like, what about Cork? You're like,
well, it's
because I only been once.
It's because technically, my family aren't actually from the city, Cork City.
You said from West, right?
We're from West Cork. It's like, it's hard to explain.
He was hardly from Dublin, is he?
Yeah, I know, but that's why he's got no loyalty, really. Like West Cork is like, it's like the accent's different, the culture's different. It's different to the city, but I go to Cork City quite a bit, so that's why I got a soft spot for it. And I got cousins that go UCC, but yeah, no. Turns out my uncles are friends with the St. Pat's owner, so I couldn't wear that. But Chika's ready to be involved with the first team squad at St. Pat's. How are you feeling as the season's just kicked off against Spurs? 0-0 draw.
Amazing. Honestly, I'm proud of my team. Put the hustle in, put the work in. Certain teams like Derry are trying to knock us off our perch. You know what I mean?
He's been getting all the League of Ireland tea. My dad's just told him Derry are favourites for the league, and now
why are you chatting shit, bro? You go drink your tea, man. Doesn't matter how I got the information. What I know is what I know. You know what I mean?
So there you go. There is. By the way, what was that laugh? Is that like a woodpecker?
That's
Pause.
normal.
Pause. But yeah, there you go. Fun fact: there is a family affiliation with St. Pat's now, so I don't know if that's going to stand me in good stead or not, but there you go. Chika is now a full-fledged St. Pat's fan. To be fair, the ground...
No one said that. Do not label me. Big up. St. Pat's.
St. Patrick's Athletic.
Thistle. Big them up.
Good name.
Is it?
Thistle, that's Inverness County Thistle. That's a Scottish team.
Is it not St. Patrick Thistle?
Oh, there is a Patrick Thistle, yeah.
It's not this.
No, that's a Scottish team.
Oh.
St. Patrick's Athletic.
Oh.
They're in the Conference League this year, man.
Do you think I'm watching that shit?
Yeah, fair. But it's big for the League of Ireland. But yeah, no, they went up against Bowes. The League of Ireland's growing, so they do like a opening game. The league starts in... It used to start in March, but it seems to have started a bit early, like Easter this year. And now to like grow the league, they do a big game at the Aviva to start. Apparently, it was only like a third full, but it's growing. Like to grow the League of Ireland as well, because there's so many Irish fans that follow the Premier League. Obviously, they put the games on the Friday. But unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be watching League of Ireland. I'm going to be watching Ireland Division 1, which I will not be able to stream at all. It's hard enough trying to stream the Premier games, but Cork City got relegated. So that's good. We lost basically the Irish FA Cup final and got relegated. We nearly did a Wigan, but didn't do a Wigan. We need Ben Watson now.
Double heartbreak, double whammy.
Yeah.
Double shitty.
I was watching it. Oh, and then Cork, was it in the Gar or the hurling? I think it was in the hurling. We lost the All-Ireland final as well. So That was good. Good year to follow any Cork sports team. Lost like 2 finals. Cork used to be the best. It's the biggest area in Ireland, and biggest county in Ireland, and we used to be good at things.
Not Kildare.
Not Kildare.
Oh.
Kildare's. That's where.
Not Waterford.
Woo! No, not Waterford.
Not Galway.
Not Galway.
Next thing you're gonna say, oh, your dad told me about all these places.
No, that's good. Good knowledge. Good knowledge. Yeah, no. They've just like redone the whole leagues as well. They've like rebranded. So there's 3 divisions in Ireland now. There's new teams that have been founded or grown. Limerick.
Oh, shit.
Stab City.
Hey.
That's what it's known as.
Why? Because they get subbed.
Yeah, there's a bit of violence in that town historically.
It's like, what's my favourite nickname for the city? Shottingham.
Do you know what Cork's nickname is?
Fanny Sniffers.
Close. The Rebel County.
Why?
Because it's where Michael Collins, the Irish revolutionary leader, comes from.
Oh.
It's where a lot of the revolts against the British came. I mean, there was a lot in Dublin as well. Anyway, we're not going to get to a history lesson. It's where Michael Collins is from, and there's a lot of rebels historically. I found out some mad shit about my family the other day, but that's a podcast for another day. But yeah, apparently it's good. My dad was watching the game with the St. Pat's owner. It was a bit weird. And there you go. There's your Pat story. Bro, I wanted to tell you this story actually. I had the maddest thing happen to me the other day. I was in the gym. Have you ever had like weirdos in the gym?
I was flexing in the gym. Oh.
Well, fucking hell. You wouldn't think it. I have to be there. Otherwise I'm going to be in a diabetes bed. I've been eating too much chocolate and it ain't even Easter yet. I've been seeing cream eggs around.
It's Lent.
18th.
Yeah.
I'm giving up sweets and chocolate. For some reason, when Catholicism comes into it, I can give up anything. Word to Jesus.
Big up.
Big up Jesus.
Big up.
It's very religious. St. Patrick's, Jesus. We're getting
I thought you'd be giving
religious in this
I
shit.
thought you'd be giving up women.
And there's Chika's hint for the pod.
Yes.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so I was in the gym. And you ever had like some weirdo come into your gym? Where do you go gym? Where's your gym?
What do you mean?
Like, what gym do you go to?
So my gym is Paddington, but I never go. I just go to Shepherd's Bush instead.
So your gym's in Shepherd's Bush.
But I pay for Paddington. I use Dedger's Pass for Shepherd's Bush. Was it Hammersmith?
Why'd you... That make...
It's 24 hours.
So just get a membership or
Cheaper.
just cancel the other one.
Yeah, I should.
Okay, you were saying the other day you're bad with money.
I haven't been in a year and a bit.
And you've been paying the membership the whole time. Brother. Oh my. Anyway, okay, I think you're the weirdo in your gym. You're the one that pops up. Bro, I'm on the cable rows. And I'm just sitting down. And you know where everyone does the triceps? Like it's like a rectangular... Like there's like weights around it because you do loads of different triceps exercise on it.
Mm.
You know where the tricep machines are, where you get like the handles and you can like adjust the height and stuff and everything. In my gym, there's like a kind of 4 of them back to back to back. And I was sat on the cable rows and I'm like just going through my phone, you know, the ones where you're trying to put off doing the next set or the next rep or whatever. And I just hear this banging. I'm like, what is going on? Bro, I look up. There is a guy dressed like Big Shaq, like Michael Dabber's character. He's got a puffer on, jeans, like a waist bag, Air Maxes on, and you know, like when you're doing this is gonna look a bit sus, but you know, like when you're doing the tricep exercise and you're like doing like the face pulls and stuff like that. Bro comes, no form. Just comes and just starts yeeting it down and just like letting go and then go yeeting it down and doing that for about half an hour. I've never felt, and like everyone's just sat in the gym looking at him. And I was like, I don't think I can't explain what's going on right now. So bro just came in Big Shaq gear, big puffer, like camo like, what do you call it?
Tracksuit.
No, like the trousers with the pockets on the side. What do you call them?
Cargos.
Like carpenter trousers. but like baggy kind of like streetwear ones. Air Maxes. I was waiting for like a camera to I thought it was like a prank. Like, weird guy goes to the gym. I've never been so fucking confused in my life. Like, literally, I'm not even joking. Boom. He just fucking doesn't even take the bag off. And I'm just looking around the gym. I'm like, only in Kentish Town. The area's getting gentrified, but I swear to God. And then the worst thing is, he had a mate, and he was like dressed in a tracksuit at least, did the exact same fucking thing, and just start, and they're like going back to back to back. I never seen anything like it.
Mad.
But like no form, like just pulling the heaviest weights.
Jesus.
Anyway, that was the story of my week.
Damn.
Not that great.
I've seen that video of it in Catford at the Pure Gym. This is a fox just chilling there.
That's Catford.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catford's. I've heard things about Catford. Yeah.
I ain't been a lot, but when I've been.
Here's an interesting thing. Talking about South. I couldn't sleep the other night, and this is getting onto football. And I went on this deep dive of like Arsenal history. And I think for like the last pod of the season, we'll get into the title running and the title race. If you've got the energy knowing you, we should film our last pod where Arsenal was founded. I found the pub in South London where the documents were drawn up. So I can do a little history lesson on Arsenal here. If anyone's interested, I'm a history graduate, if you didn't know already.
I'm not gonna lie, like, we're about to win the league. I'm not looking at history, bro.
But it's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you want to give me 3 minutes of your time?
I'm sure it is, mate.
It's not that interesting. But basically, there was this article I was reading, and so as everyone knows, Arsenal were founded in Woolwich by a Scottish fella who I've forgotten the name of, and it was 2 ex-Nottingham Forest players, which is why Arsenal play in red. Do you know that?
No.
There you go. You learned something new. And
Can we say that again?
2 ex-Nottingham Forest players founded Arsenal along with this Scottish guy. So that's why we play in red. And the red actually comes from Italy. It's Garibaldi red. And I know the history less about that, but there's a lot of links between Italian clubs being founded by English people as well. So like Inter and AC Milan were founded by Inter are a breakaway from AC Milan because they were the first club in Italy to sign international players, which is why they're called Internazionale.
That's why a lot of them have the English flag on them, innit?
Well, Genoa that's actually where the English flag comes from.
Okay.
The English, so any fucking stupid racists out there, which should not be listening to this podcast, here's a little history lesson for you. Genoa, as a town, as a city, their flag, their coat of arms is the St. George's Cross. When the English went over as a navy, we then adopted that as our flag. So Genoa's coat of arms is actually where the English flag comes from. Okay. Which is just another example of how the English are a mix of every background out there. There's a little history lesson for you. But turns out, like we always go on about Arsenal being from Woolwich. We're actually from Plumstead, which is like further east, like on the Kent border. And basically, it was Dial Square in 1886, I think, as we were founded because they were a cricket club in Plumstead. And we played our first game in like some random park. Like, we could go to Hampstead Heath right now. Arsenal played their first ever official game in just like jumpers for goalposts in Plumstead Common. So that little park is where Arsenal played their first game. It's debated that it's actually in the Isle of Dogs next to Millwall. But that's where they used to play. And the pub's still on the corner if anyone wants to see it. It's on the corner of Plumstead Common. It's called the Prince of Wales. It's now just flats. But there's another pub called the Star where Arsenal players used to train at. And I read our first...
Train?
Oh, sorry, dressing. So they would get dressed in the local pub and then just run over to the park, like proper...
Mad.
It's called the Star in Plumstead if anyone wants to visit. And basically the reason why we were called Dial Square is because it was a local factory and there's like a sundial above the factory. I don't know what they made, but I was just really getting into it. And basically Arsenal played in 2 different grounds. There was the Manor Ground in Plumstead, and then we moved to a ground called the Invicta Ground. And the stands from 1890 to 1893 are still standing in people's back gardens in Plumstead. So some people go and like take photos. So if anyone's interested, if you go down to Plumstead, knock on someone's door, you'll find the old Arsenal ground. We played in 2 grounds in South London. They were next to each other. But yeah, just really got into it and really fascinating. There's your little Arsenal history lesson. And here's a funny story to end up. Maybe this will be my maddest moment of the week because there's bare random shit I've seen. The Hulk saga comes to mind as well, which is weird. Married his wife's cousin or little niece or something like that.
Yeah.
But Arsenal's first ever star centre-back got so drunk in the pub, he tore up all our first year records. So we don't know what happened in that first season, like stats-wise, results-wise. Maybe results-wise we could, but like all the admin and all the official documents, from my understanding of what I read, our star centre-half got absolutely plastered and ripped them all up in the rain.
He was vexed.
Just got vexed. Right. It's like Tony Adams, like we think he liked to drink. Go back to the 1800s for our first centre back. So so we can't actually track our records. But yeah, also another interesting fact: Arsenal was founded by a Scottish bloke. So there you go. If you're Scottish out there as an Arsenal fan, there you go.
The Nottingham guys.
So it's Nottingham Forest and the Scottish guy. I've forgotten his name. Call me a fake Arsenal fan. But there's your little history lesson. I thought you found that interesting.
Oh yeah, I didn't fall asleep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Do you know who was making players fall asleep? Amorim at United. I'm sorry, I'm the transition king. That was actually good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You wanted to touch on it. You wanted to see like what is his legacy going to be.
I miss him, man. I miss him so much. He gave me hope.
Yeah. But it just shows how bad he was, doesn't it?
It's mad because I was having a very interesting conversation right before you actually came to the pub on Saturday. And
it was a wine bar.
It wasn't a pub. Yeah, it was a restaurant even.
Yeah. You offered me like, this can sound mad, but like beef cheek. I was like, I had the beef, was it pork cheek. And
was it cheek?
Yeah, it's definitely cheek. If it's cut like that, it's cheek. I'm a cultural man. I walked in, had pork cheek and a glass of Malbec. It was hardly a bar.
No, well, definitely not a pub.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, go on. Yeah, having a conversation.
Having a conversation with one of the United guys, Rooney's boyfriend Tom. So I'm not going to claim like this is original thinking, but you know, he has a very positive out view on Amorim. Like his view on Amorim is that he's done a lot for the club that people won't ever praise because of how obviously things ended and the football that they were playing. But he's probably the only manager that had to literally get rid of all the dead wood, cut all the snakes and rats and rotten players out of there. You think of the amount of people he had to clear out. It's just in what I think he was there for a year and 3-4 months. He got sacked when in Jan. Yeah, they only played 4 games since. So yeah.
But who's the dead wood he would have got rid of?
Rashford, Garnacho, those sort of players. Those guys that were just like draining your salary, draining your budget. Those sort of players they were.
Is there not an argument to be had around Rashford though?
The thing is, Rashford has had his chances. You can't be playing one season good and then one season off, and you can't be coming in late and like falling out with certain managers and like, you know, I love Rashford. You know, he's a great player, but he hasn't fulfilled his potential. I think everybody can agree on that. Look at the player that and the potential that he possesses. He's in his peak right now, and he's kind of a rotational option at Barcelona, which is not bad. But the guy's not. He's never been a serious player. I wouldn't say never, but he hasn't consistently been a serious player. I think when things get really comfortable for him, he kind of begins to take the piss. And I feel like Amorim realised that. Definitely went against a lot of people's views, but I think he did a lot of things to clean up that squad and get them all invested. They still seemed invested. Obviously, what he was doing with Mino is fucking criminal.
Yeah, I'm seeing him ball out now, and I'm just so confused.
Makes no sense. You know, that rigid formation, but.
Yeah, we'll get on to that. That's separate to this point, but that is interesting that he thinks that. Well, it is a fact.
The guy's not good enough to run a club. The guy had probably good ideas, but he couldn't enact them. You know, like he's he brought in. I don't know how much of an impact he was in getting in Buemo, Cunha, Sheshko, all of those sort of players. But, you know, at the end of the day, he probably created somewhat of a platform that Carrot can now build off. Who knows if this is a new manager bounce? Who knows if this is going to come in good like the next couple weeks? But
I've got an opinion on that, but sorry, I've just interrupted you anyway. But I do take that point about him getting rid of Deadwood. I think it's probably quite similar to when Arteta had Aubameyang, Lacazette, Socrates, Papadopoulos, and others. Yeah, it's not easy, and Arteta didn't go down in good books for that. But I think what Arteta did better than Amorim was embrace the culture and really know what it means to manage Arsenal. I know it's harder to do when you've got Fergie lurking around, and in Roy Keane's words, like a bad smell. That's a quote, not me saying that. And it feels like you've got almost like a controlling parent not allowing you to be an adult as the manager of Man United. You know, there's all these jokes about, can Fergie let me go for a wee? And stuff like that. It's like, I texted the manager to check. And that's another conversation, but I definitely think you've got to embrace elements of the culture already. And I think going into Man United from minute one, Amorim was like, no, we're playing my way. When I'm not changing anything. And I respect that. But I think in a different job that works. I think at Man United it doesn't. And you can see how it's working for Carrot right now. It's very early days, but I think he was too stubborn. I think he tried to change things quickly. I mean, when Arteta came in, he was playing 5 at the back. He was trying to change things slowly. And now you look at the way we play with a 6 and an 8, and we play with a 10. And, you know, we're not playing Maitland-Niles at right wing back. Arteta adapted to a situation, and we went on that crazy run in the FA Cup. From minute one, Amorim was trying to force this way to play, i.e. dropping Bruno back into centre midfield, and it just felt wrong. It just felt forced. And I think you've got to slowly adapt things. And I think the best example to use is Arne Slot. Arne Slot's having trouble this year because he's trying to leave his own mark on the team. But what Slot did brilliantly last year was not change too much and played the way that Liverpool had been playing for the last few seasons. And it actually just shows how unlucky Klopp was. And Ranieri did it at Leicester. Ranieri's success at Leicester when they won the league was a carry-on from Nigel Pearson's tactics. Like, they did the Great Escape, didn't they? And they had Cambiasso and all this. That counter-attacking football came from Nigel Pearson. And Ranieri created that and didn't change too much. And then what happened when Ranieri tried to leave his own mark on the team? He ended up getting sacked. And things didn't go too well. And Slot's having that problem right now.
He did lose 2 of his best players, though.
Yeah. That's a fair point. But I think when you go into a team like that, I just don't think you can be as stubborn as Amorim was. I mean, you look at it, I've written it down. He had the worst win percentage of any manager since the Second World War at one point. I'm not sure if that's what he ended on, but at one point he had the worst win percentage as a Man United manager post World War II. And I think at that stage, you've got to be like, okay, this isn't working. I have to adapt. I need to be less stubborn. I take your point about getting rid of the dead wood. I think that's a really, really interesting point. But I think when things are going that wrong and you want to leave your mark on the team, especially when you've got a controlling parent overlooking you, it needs to be a slow change. Especially if you've come in and you're a long-term project. You communicate that. You don't just be like, all right, we're going to play like Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Arteta knew that. That's what he was so good at. And I'm sure there's many examples of that being the case. But I think that's what Amorim got wrong. I've never said a point that well.
No, I hear you.
I didn't even start that. Oh, sorry. Just future Jack, if you're watching that back. Bars.
Yeah, I think it's never as simple as how long is a piece of string. Like, there's different answers. I think Slot, there's a couple other things that have impacted. Yes, the team has changed drastically, but at the end of the day, like, people that performed last year aren't performing right now. I don't know if that's because of his tactics or people just...
Yeah, my point is quite black and white. And of course there's other...
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like Liverpool last season were performing particularly well. They just had a devastating finisher in Salah. You know, they weren't keeping clean sheets. They were poor defensively. Teams weren't too clinical against them in peak times. But sometimes it's like your opposition will miss a couple of chances. Salah just goes up and scores. Like, he scored how many goals in the first half of that season? Like, and they ran away with it. We had our injury crisis. Saka was injured for a month. Odegaard was injured a little bit. Havertz was injured. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
What's your final thoughts on Amorim's legacy?
Terrible. Terrible, but sometimes you need that maverick. Like, I'm sure you've seen it with so many different empires. You have that one crazy guy that's done a terrible job all in all, but he's cleaned up a couple things that probably weren't right with the place. I won't draw into politics of today with some controversial thoughts, but you know, not every bad cook. Like, in my opinion, you can be a bad cook, but there's something that you cook right.
Can't say I've heard that one, but I hear you.
Yeah, but I can say I'm a bad cook, but I can make a damn good fucking chicken casserole.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. You can't, but...
I know,
but
I can't make a chicken... I don't even know what chicken casserole is.
Ever since you put on that tracksuit, you've changed.
Yeah. I'm Irish.
Spurs.
Spursy.
You want to touch on it? We can't talk too loud as we're a mouse. And if you didn't know already, my parents are Spurs fans, so...
Yes.
What do you think of the whole...
Stand up.
You're going to stand up and leave?
I don't think I'll be dragged out of this place.
All right, so have you got any immediate thoughts on the Frank situation?
No matter what happens, this shit isn't going to change, because how many managers can they go through? Bring in, you know, you had Poch, you had Mourinho, you had Conte. Like, you've now even got rid of Daniel Levy. Like, there's too many things that these guys have done. Yeah, they won the Europa League, but that was papering over the cracks, and like, you know, it's kind of maybe a sacrifice you have to make in a way. But I can't see how sacking the manager and getting a new one in now, like, how that solves anything. I just can't see it.
I think they'll stick with Frank, though.
No, they will. Especially with how he's doing in the Champions League in Europe.
Yeah.
It's just weird how that club can just make someone so smart look so clueless.
I mean, he's not helping himself. A few, like the Bournemouth Cup, the Romero comment the other day, if you haven't seen that was a bit embarrassing. He said he didn't have that bad of a discipline record, and then the report was like, no, he's had the worst discipline record since he joined in 2021 compared to any other Premier League player. He's not helping himself there. I really like Frank. I think he comes across as a real, genuinely nice guy. But he's not helping himself at all. I get your point. I'm just adding fuel to the fire that it's like a double whammy.
Can you be a nice guy and be successful in football?
No, I think Frank's got a ruthless side to him.
Okay, explain. Where have you seen this?
I think his handling of the Ivan Toney situation was no.
Give him a pat on the back when on his way out. Yeah, well, the guy was obviously suspended him for betting.
I've seen him lose his rag on the sideline, but every manager does that, don't they?
I'm sure he apologised to them as soon as they came out.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like he does have a ruthless side to him. I'm chatting a lot of shit.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
And do you think that is why he won't? Do you think that's what makes Frank a better mid-table manager than top-tier manager?
I think if you're going to be the nice guy and, you know, when you get people on board, which I think he is, I think you got to have a bit more... even Liam Rosenior, for example. Like, as weird as he is, as cliche as he is, as a bit corny as he is, you can tell, like, when he puts his arm around you, he believes it and he makes you believe in yourself. Do you know what I mean? With Frank, maybe because he's just doing badly at the moment, you know, when you're in that sunken feeling and you can't say anything right, you can't do anything right. He might be in that sort of steed right now, but I think that the club is just lost right now. I think they're probably in a weird phase, obviously losing someone like Daniel Levy that's been there for years and years since they've kind of done well in the Premier League.
I mean, Tottenham fans will know a lot more than me, but my understanding is, in terms of transfers, Levy apparently is one of, and you know I've got inside knowledge on this, he's apparently one of the most stubborn people in the world. That's why the Eze deal didn't get done, because he was trying to be the smart one and be like, you pander to me in these negotiations to Palace. And then that's literally how it happened, because Levy was trying to get one up on Palace because he wants to be the biggest boy in the room. But allegedly. But the problem with the actual good side to Levy is the finances of Spurs. He's done an incredible job. Like, they're a richer club than Arsenal. They're self-sufficient now with the way that the stadium works in terms of NFL. He's done an incredible job financially. But I'm well aware as a Spurs fan, that's not what you're watching football for. So I can understand the frustration behind that completely. And to be honest, his stubbornness has got in the way of Spurs so many times. I think the problem is right now is I think the Paratici thing has been such a headache for Spurs for ages. You've brought in a guy who got eventually banned from Italy for dodgy dealings. We'll get on to Romero, but that whole transfer stinks. It stinks of a Willian to Arsenal kind of one. Do you know what I mean? It's just like helping an agent friend out. It smells of it. And the problem is, I'm only looking at this because I've got the other sporting director's name. The other guy's called Johan Lange. I just knew there was another sporting director at Spurs because they've changed the backroom staff, Jesus Christ, a million times now. But Paratici in his first term at Spurs apparently was constantly arguing and saying, no, I want this player. There was no... I just think having two sporting directors is nuts. That's like, genuinely, that's like having two Bertas, that's like having two Eddies.
But usually what they do is they both have different roles. By the end of the day, you need to make a decision. You need to...
Well, that was the problem that's been reported.
Yeah.
Paratici was clashing with not just the manager, but the other sporting director. I don't know how long Lange has been in that. I just know Paratici was clashing with the other sporting director and clashing with people in the club. And when Paratici's bringing in a player here, the other sporting director's bringing in a player that he likes, it's going to lead to dysfunction on the pitch because you're not under one message. You're not under one goal. There's not a cohesive plan. I've used cohesive a lot recently. There's not a set goal. There's not okay, we're going to sign this player to play like this. There's no one sporting director is going to play like that and the other's going to play like that. Essentially, I just think the whole Paratici thing, I don't think he ever got as much control as he wanted. I think the other sporting directors at the club wanted to have more say. You've got Levy being stubborn. You've then got constant manager changes.
Yeah.
If that didn't lead to dysfunction on the pitch, I don't know what... If it didn't, I'd be shocked. And you can see it with the signings. Like, it just feels like such a mismatch. I think I'm not an expert in sporting directors, but I know it's complicated enough having a manager talk to a sporting director. Having two is mad. And Paratici coming back, it stunk of, I'm waiting for my ban to finish till I go back to Fiorentina. So he was never fully invested when he came back to Spurs. And then you've got a new manager. How's a new manager supposed to plan a new project when one of his sporting directors is just waiting to fuck off? And he has. He's gone to Fiorentina. So the dysfunction is crazy. Like, how are you supposed to put together a plan? And I think maybe Paratici leaving and maybe another structural change behind the scenes, maybe Spurs will get it right. And I agree with you. Yeah. That's the issue. I just think it's madness that that's been allowed to happen for so long. I also think, and I was going to make a video on this, that I think Spurs are in the process with a new stadium, and yes, I know it's built on the same site, of building a new history. And we struggled with that, and I think that's what Arteta's done so well at Arsenal. He built a new culture at the Emirates. We had our culture in Highbury, but it felt soulless. I remember in 2006 when we moved there, it felt weird. It felt weird to play at the Emirates. There was loads of quotes. Even Wenger, I think Wenger said this. Arsenal lost its soul when we went to the Emirates. Was it Wenger or someone else? Someone really famous said that. There's a famous quote from Arsenal, and it's Arsenal lost its soul when it moved to the Emirates. I think we've got a new soul now. Now Tet has been instrumental with that. Louis Dunford, even the things at half time where you can't watch the match. I experienced that for the first time recently. I was drinking my pint. I couldn't watch the game anymore. I had to sink it.
It makes no sense. But I guess.
Yeah, I actually think it's good. But Arteta's done such a great job of creating a new culture, and I think Spurs are in a time where they're building a new culture. But if you're not going to have a fucking project behind the scenes and that's all over the shop, then you're in big trouble. So I think it's a combination of a load of different things, and I think they're in the process of building a new history. And unfortunately, I don't really know what that history is so far, apart from a Europa League win.
It's nothingness. I feel like the closest thing they had to having history was when Poch was there, having a bit of a culture.
Yeah.
You know, obviously they were still at White Hart Lane, isn't it?
But then they had the season at Wembley. And was it when they were at Wembley they made the final?
Made the final of
Champions League when they were at Wembley.
I forgot.
I could be
Against
wrong.
Liverpool.
But I sorry, the point I'm making, I'm just wondering if you think, is the stadium and building a new culture through that a part to play as well? Because cast your mind back to when we were like young bucks, cast our mind. People don't understand that. Cast our mind back to when we were kids. I remember having a poster on my wall of saying "Au revoir, Highbury, bonjour, the Emirates."
Yeah,
and I remember the first few seasons there being really weird. I remember as a kid going down to Highbury and like poking my head through and seeing Robert Pires take a corner. And still when you go around there, my cousin used to live opposite the ground. You can still feel the history of it. You feel it at Old Trafford. You feel it at Chelsea. And I think only until the last maybe 3 or 4 years you feel that at the Emirates, because it's been 20 years now. And I think you look at West Ham and look at their home form, and you look at Tottenham's home form. I think there's something to be said there.
Yeah, both of those clubs are fighting for their lives right now, and the fans are in turmoil right now. But I feel like they're not too far away from making a difference, and not too far away from slowly building. It's going to be a big task, you know, moving stadiums. Like you mentioned, it can rip a soul out of a club. It did it to Arsenal for how long?
I'd say 10 years.
Yeah, it takes a while to do that, and you know, to build familiarity, to build like, I don't know, football's kind of spiritual these days. So when you're taking from a home and trying to make a new one, you know, it's going to take more than just a bit of spring cleaning. So
I think there's so many factors affecting Spurs now. And I think Frank's new style of management, as you've mentioned.
Yeah. Are
you being too much of a nice guy?
Yeah.
I think the backroom staff, they're being too sporting directors for however long, and they're being a mismatch of profiles on the pitch. I think that affects Tottenham. And then third, I think the culture of the club moving to a new stadium. So, especially when you build a new stadium, yes, it's incredible economically for the club. But when you make a big move like that, you really have to have a set plan in place. You know, like as much as Wenger, it was frustrating under Wenger for the last few years. Even when we moved to the new stadium, he made it very clear. It's all about staying sustainable as a club, being financially okay. And we knew that because that's when all our players went to Man City. And there was kind of an acceptance of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Spurs, there hasn't been that statement. So there isn't that kind of feel. There's still that feeling of, oh no, we need success. Like you almost have to outline it to people. You need to remember the average fan doesn't know how a club works. I don't know how a club works, really. I have an understanding, but there hasn't been like a mission statement. There's just been changes and absolute chaos, I think. So, Brian Brobbey, you wanted to touch on Mr. Brobbey?
Mr. Brobbey. People talk about like Adama Traore and how big he is and how he imposes himself in the game. But I feel like Brian Brobbey's on another level.
Bruv, that Chelsea game, I've never seen anything quite like that.
Guy will score, drag players with him into the box and chuck them in the net with the goal, with the ball. Bro, it's like, I first noticed it against, when we played at Stadium Light in October, November. The amount of strength he had to do to hold off Gabriel, put him to the floor.
For his goal, yeah.
Bro, his goal. He's doing that in mid-flight. Like he's Superman, just been able to flick a goal in like that. Yeah. Oh man, like
he's really entertaining to watch.
Oh God,
I've never seen a striker that big though.
Bro, like he's obviously not that tall and like, but his legs are like tree trunks. Even when we're watching the game at this weekend, Arsenal Sunderland, and like I've never seen someone able to just stiff arm Saliba, Gabriel like that. Literally, like keep them behind him. Everyone in our section was just talking about, man, this guy is just like.
Yeah, I mean, your season tickets are the top stand. Was he the biggest player you've ever seen? Did it feel like you're at the bottom stand?
He's not even big. He's just built. He's just strong. He's like a fucking. He's just fufu and plantain in his legs. Like,
we need to insert that famous photo from the academy days of how big he was as a teenager as well, as a joke. What's the thing you heard?
I heard that when he was in academy, because of how strong and how big he wasn't allowed to train with people in his own age group, so he can only play with people that were basically the same weight as him because he used to throw them about.
That's crazy. That reminds me of like under 12 days.
Bro, imagine how small I was. Like this guy, I would have just dashed me into another universe.
But do you think we're also, guy's fucking massive. Let's not like he's a specimen. That's the best way to put it. But do you think we're overlooking like Geezer's got a bit technically as well?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. He can obviously. There's more to holding up the ball than just holding your man off. You need to know when to release the ball. You need to know how to bring other players into play. And he does that to a great level. And he's scoring goals at the same time.
I think he's got 5 and 20, which isn't a bad return for a Sunderland side. Yeah. And I don't know how many of that was off the bench. But I think, and he's obviously got at least one assist because that Chelsea one. But
how old is
he? He'll be early 20s.
Yeah, he's 24.
24, good age.
Good age. He just turned 24.
Do you think his parents like always thought he'd be a baller? Like, was he always wham at like 3?
100%. That guy has been built. He doesn't behave like a guy that's just come back from the gym or just had a little phase of going to the gym. That guy, like you said, came out the womb.
But do you think
just ready for battle?
If you're Brobbey, do you reckon you get annoyed? Because like he's obviously got a bit as well. But like, because your whole career is like. You talked about how big you are.
If someone told me I was the whammest guy on the field, good point. Do you see what he did to Madueke, right? Madueke couldn't see no more.
Good point. Do you know who acts like they're massive?
Who?
But is kind of very athletic, but tends to get sent off a lot. Romero. Do we have to talk about him being given the captain's armband about Frank? We're going back to Spurs for a second. We've gone away, then we come back. But Frank was asked in the interview the other day about his discipline, and Frank basically like backed up his discipline, saying it wasn't that bad. And the report was like, no, since he joined in 2021 from Atalanta, he's had the worst disciplinary record. I think it is.
It's 6 red cards now.
Sent off 6 times since 2021, more than any other Premier League player. And also, I was reading an article on it, and they were just saying it's kind of funny. But sometimes he'll just completely ignore any other tactical instruction and you'll see him up front. At least with Calafiori, he's been given the role from left back to do what he wants. I've seen Romero score a worldie. And to be fair to him, it's worked a couple of times. I remember he scored like a really vital goal to get them back in the game. Bro. But, avoiding, like ignoring tactical instruction, he's fighting with the board online, rightfully, I must say. And Spurs fan is singing his name. But the discipline, like that red against Casemiro, I could see it coming. It's like watching a toddler with an anger problem.
Do you think it's his reputation? Do you think it's bias? Do you think that's a red card?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think he's just a bit unfortunate of how it landed. He's not. I don't think he's gone to intent. I think he's trying to. It's a big game. He's trying to hit the man early on.
It's the other games. It's the Liverpool red card when they went. I think they went down to 9 men. When they had 10 men, they looked like they were about to get a goal, and then he just loses it again. I mean, like take the rivalry aside, like being an Arsenal fan and stuff like that. Objectively watching that as a neutral, it is quite funny in hindsight. But if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm fucking raging. Like, it reminds me of the days of Xhaka, and I actually think it's worse than Xhaka. I think Xhaka.
Oh yeah.
I think Xhaka's was actually reputation. I think Romero's is a mix of both.
Yeah, because Xhaka didn't actually get sent off that much. Like, I think. I don't know. I don't like Romero in it, but I think he's a quality player. I think he's one of the best centre backs in the world, bar his disciplinary issues. But
no, that I think that goes without saying. I'm not saying Romero's not a great player. I think Romero's brilliant. I think if I'm a Spurs fan as well and I'm seeing him call out the ball, too fucking right. I love this guy, and then he gets sent off, and then you're like, oh. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you're like, oh, maybe I can't back you as much as I want to.
Yeah,
it's like oh, you've got all the minerals. Like, you could be another like Ricky Villa here. You could be another Aussie Ardiles here. Those are names you probably. Do you know about a little Ricky Villa and Aussie Ardiles?
No, Ricky, but I don't know the second one.
They're like really famous. I don't know why Spurs have always had this like affiliation with Argentina. And they're two like Argentinian like legends.
Mad.
And like, bro, you're doing everything right but losing your head. You're so good defensively. You're who Kuzanov wants to be. Do you know what I mean? You're Romero's
Kuzanov is more. Probably wants to be him for sure.
Yeah, Romero is the Messis of Kuzanovs. Anyway, weird tangent. But anyway, Romero is incredible. He's one of the best centre-backs in the league. But it's like, you've got everything. Brother, why do you keep on losing your head? It's all right when you like go forward and then score a worldie because it's kind of funny. But it is also weird how Van der Ven does the same thing. Tottenham centre-backs just randomly lose it.
Van der Ven is a bit cleaner though. He's a bit cleaner.
Yeah, because he has more of a success rate.
Isn't he injured right now?
No, he came back the other day. Yeah. But I think making Romero captain is a really...
Who'd you make captain?
I don't know the Spurs squad as much as Spurs fans, but...
No, who'd you like off of what you know?
Off the top of my head, from what I know. Probably Porro. Genuinely, apparently as a character at Tottenham, he is like the most well-loved guy. I think he's been one of their better players recently. I think he'd be a shout. Again, I have limited knowledge, so I don't know how inconsistent Porro is. But I just know watching Romero and seeing his personality and even the way that he joined Spurs just felt like a dodgy move. Just everything about Romero being at Tottenham feels wrong.
I think he was just born in the wrong generation. He's making these tackles 20 years ago. I was back in Ireland.
Nah, jeez.
Nah, man. No, that Casemiro one, like...
No, cheeks, that's a red.
Yeah, it's a red in this modern game, but it's not a foul 20 years ago.
Yeah, have you seen some of the fucking tackles back then? I was watching the FA Cup final, Sunderland in, and like they were going through the documentary. One of the Sunderland players was like, "Yeah, I had to let him know I was there in the first minute." Brother, he karate chopped him, like karate kicked him and chopped him. There's a big gap.
Yeah,
Romero's wouldn't even be a foul back then.
So I've seen Rooney do worse, mate.
Yeah.
Bold Rooney, fearful Rooney, skinhead Rooney. Jesus.
I would be curious.
Keno.
How Tottenham fans feel about it, because he's obviously well loved. He's called out the board. He's a brilliant player. He's entertaining, but just it's everything.
Think of Pepe.
It's everything, but
remember when Pepe stabbed that guy? Might as well didn't stab at him, but it was two for the guy's back.
He wasn't captain of Real Madrid though.
He was one of the fucking leaders. He's definitely captain of Real Madrid, probably a lot.
He wasn't the captain. It was Ramos.
Ramos had some dirty challenges too.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't lose his head like Pepe. Romero is very much Pepe level. Sergio...
He's the Messi of
Romero. Yeah. But, yeah, I'd be curious, Tottenham fans, what do you think?
For me, Romero should be captain.
Fair.
If we're talking like old fashions, what you need from a captain, you know, someone that's fearless, someone that's vocal, someone that, you know, is quality.
I agree. It's just it's genuinely just the discipline. Because you have.
I walk into the change room and I'm looking for the captain. You're telling me, Pero Podro.
Yeah, fair. I don't know. I have limited knowledge of that squad. I just know Porro's really well loved.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure it's the right decision with Romero. If you're against the board, if you become captain and then start calling out your board straight away,
yeah,
I think it's the right thing to do. Would I objectively do it? No. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's a tricky one. Talking about tricky situations, Newcastle. Last time you spoke about Newcastle, we got 450,000 views on the video. Bro, do you know that video is still like
TikTok one?
TikTok, Instagram. I think it's done about 600,000 views. So, I've written in
Newcastle friends, I am the angel of the North.
We've got
listen to me, and you guys will improve. Just hire me.
We've got a lot of hate on this, and they haven't reached the next level. Only Champions League team from England not in the top 8. I've written in my notes. Is there any? That's
what do you mean only Champions League team not in the top 8?
Only only team from England in the Champions League that didn't reach the top 8. Think about Spurs, Liverpool, City, Arsenal.
Yeah, City's great for you.
Is there anything you would like to?
Who would you rather be, Newcastle or Tottenham?
Newcastle, because at least the Bulls got their shit together. If it was like a more managerial thing, then
oh, it's managerial. It's Eddie Howe's fault.
I just think everything you said is bang on. I'm looking at that team. I'm looking at who they've brought in. They've brought in depth. They haven't brought in talent. I think they're relying on this kind of what did you call it?
Someone I need to see Tyndall's qualifications.
Is that what you want to touch on?
Does he have any?
I don't know. You tell me.
Or was he just Eddie Howe's best mate? Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, this whole... You were talking before about how, like, Newcastle were this gritty team that relied on physicality and defence and, you know, getting the crowd going. And there hasn't been an upgrade in terms of creativity within the team. Is that what you're seeing now? Because Visser's come back.
Just looking at Tyndall's career.
I thought you were checking the text message there. No. You look at Newcastle now. Even Visser coming back hasn't helped.
Yeah,
it almost actually looked worse with Visser in the team.
I'm surprised about how quickly, arguably their best signing got dropped after, you know, 1 or 2 bad games.
Yeah,
Watermade, like.
But what would you like to touch on? Is that because I know you've produced this episode, so is there anything that you'd like to?
I think my main thing is like, you can blame the rocky start on, you know, Isak and that whole thing and you having to find a replacement and settle the squad. But now you got to start looking at the manager, man. You got to start looking at within, not just the players. You know, Bruno's turning up. The defense seems to turn up here and again, but it's coming to the point where you're going to have to, even Pope sometimes, you know, as good as he can be, and bro, he makes mistakes.
He does.
He's been dropping clangers. Yeah. It's time to stop with this, you know, unit football, like, you know, organize yourself like your American football team, a rugby team. Like, I think Eddie Howe, I don't think he should be sacked. You know, he's done a lot for this club. Probably one of the most successful managers to be at Newcastle. You know, some people say he's the greatest ever Newcastle manager. I don't know. There's been a few.
Keegan done all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Bobby Robson, he's pretty all right.
Yeah, it's true. You know, they haven't had success in a long time, and he's managed to bring that to the club. So he deserves time. He deserves more than just a season to let it go. Have a good go of like correcting it. But you know, the problems are. I think a blind man can see the problems there. But I think he's honest. He's been really honest about his performance, and I think in each press conference he's now taking a bit more of the load and a bit more of the responsibility for each of them. Like, at the end of the day, maybe it's time to look at, you know, renovating his backroom stuff. You might have to cut out your best friend, but
Why do you hate Tyndall so much?
Fucking hate him, bro. Look at this. Look.
But do you?
Look at him.
But do you think it's? Do you stand by what you say before? Was it the lack of creativity that they didn't get in the summer that's affecting them now? Do you think they went for depth? As you made a really good point that you said you buy quality and then almost demote players based on that. You buy high, and then like drop players essentially through that. But all they did is buy the same profile at a similar talent level.
I think every season you buy someone that takes you up a level. Maybe one or two. I think Arsenal have done that. This season it was Zubimendi that I felt took us up a level. The season before was, Timber was like a new signing. We had Declan Rice come in. Eze as well, to a certain degree. He was supposed to have that impact. He's still yet to see that. But I feel like they haven't...
Not one player is an upgrade.
Not one.
Tamada is a replacement.
He's a replacement, and I think you can't fill someone's boots like Isak. Right? For me, that was the best striker in world football last year. So,
to be fair, Newcastle fans did say Teal has been a bit of an upgrade.
Teal's solid. He's solid. Yeah, he's brought depth. Botman in his first year was
that was a great signing.
Was sensation.
That was just an upgrade.
But then again, he's run him into the ground because he didn't have the depth back then. So maybe try to fix that problem. But there's no point. Fucking Liverpool might have forgot to buy the charger, but fucking hell, they got no phone. Do you know what I mean? They can't even phone home, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just funny and a bit sad, to be fair, to see a club that was probably destined to be what Aston Villa kind of pushing to do, and Aston Villa had no budget.
Yeah,
no budget. We know how good of a manager Emery is. We know how tactically and how difficult he can make things for other players, but for other managers and other teams, and suffocate them and just outwit them. But there's no reason that he should be third with that squad right now, and he hasn't been given much money to work with. He's got players on loan. He's got fucking Digne left back.
Oh, did you see that on the week? Oh my god,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't get hooked straight away.
I mean, the one thing that I have against Emery is the Harvey Elliott situation. I find that really sad.
But I think there's a situation where he obviously hasn't applied himself. Because I've heard different things about Harvey Elliott. Nice guy, but sometimes doesn't really apply himself.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we're going away from Newcastle now.
Yes, going back to Newcastle is Eddie Howe. I think he realises he has to find a way within this season. Actually show why he is the favourite to be the next England manager. That has been the shoe-in for the next England manager. Show why you kind of got the job at Newcastle. Show why you won that trophy. Show why you were adored at one point in time. Like, it's now time for him to show his coaching prowess, show what he's learning, because every manager's going to have this period.
But do you think he's limited himself with the transfers?
You got to find a solution. He's still got great players there.
Yeah.
Bruno Guimaraes still saving you guys. Tonali's not performing well at the moment. You bought some of these Willock, all these players. You bought these players. You better make something happen.
Interesting.
But no, of course, like, he's limited himself in terms of what he can do. The squad is not balanced at all. There's no creative spark apart from Bruno through the middle, but he expects him to do everything these days. Be the creative spark, be the hustler, be the tackler, cover every blade of grass, be the goal scorer, be the match winner. You can't do that. You need a team these days. That's why you look at the Arsenal team. It's like, some people are like, you don't really see anyone that's like... But everyone there is just an 8 out of 10, solid. Do you know what I mean? So, and I say Newcastle are baby Arsenal.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In certain regards. So, but they just don't have... I feel like each and one of them are probably every 6.5 out of 10. Almost, apart from a couple, obviously.
There's potential there, and Howe's got to take it.
It's great potential there. And a great fan base in some regards.
There's a lot of lovely Newcastle fans, but Jesus,
they get behind their team. You know what I mean? You feel the support, you feel the pain when you're a Newcastle fan, and it's a one city club, so with a lot of history. So,
all right, should we Should we go on to City Liverpool to close out the show?
All right, to close out the show, we're going to talk about Liverpool versus... Oh, I was going so well with the accent. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. And now I'm going to be cancelled. But talking about Liverpool, Man City, shit first half, great second half. Haaland, thank you. I'm off on my fancy leaderboard. Haaland, no thank you. You're making me nervous. I made a whole video on it. People liked the video. Thank you for showing love on the video. I was very proud of the way I filmed that. Very scenic, wasn't it? It's backlighting. Even you, who's not a video editor yourself, you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, scenic.
Any immediate thoughts about the game? About both teams? What does this mean for both teams? Should we start with Liverpool?
It kind of sums up where Liverpool are at. I think, they hit probably a decent run of form, kind of annihilated Newcastle, but not very hard to do right now.
Can't help yourself.
It's not.
Yeah,
and you thought, they're at home, they can do a job on City. City obviously have a soft underbelly these days. What happened at Tottenham? Back-to-back away games. It's tough for them. And the first half happens. City, controlling the game. Liverpool going into the shell. But second half was a bit more positive for them. They get one of the best free kicks I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Since probably Declan Rice's.
Can I interject here and say, I think we need to do another piece on Shobo here.
He's not even playing next game now, eh?
Okay, so I did my main piece on him, and I'm just going to add on to it here. Every time I watch this guy, he had something new. At right back, apart from the goal for Bernardo Silva, he was so good at right back. Defensively, he was brilliant. Another thing he added to his game when I watched him this weekend, outpaced Nico O'Reilly, and Salah nearly got a penalty. It was a free kick on the edge of the box. And it's like, I just thought you were a bit of a technical wizard, mate. Didn't realise you were pacey as well. I'm just like, every time I watch him, he's such an aesthetically pleasing footballer to watch. I think he will be a star. I've watched enough of him to be a star. And I hope he doesn't fall off because, I hope Liverpool don't do too well win the league because of, obviously, loyalty to a club. But as a player, I really hope he can keep up this form because for me, he's becoming like a neutral favourite. Is there any thoughts you think on Shobo?
Shobo, there's some really good real midfielders coming in the Premier League these days, and I think people talks about the game dying out. You've got Bruno Guimaraes, you've got Shobo, you've got Bruno Fernandes right now playing out of his skin. You've got Odegaard, Zubamendi.
I think Bernardo Silva, although he was a bit further forward in the Liverpool game, I thought...
Yeah, he had a good game. He's been a bit shaky, but he had a great game.
I was really reminded of how good he is.
He was running things. Got Declan Rice. Got a lot of good midfielders that, they could, in the next 4 or 5 years, they can really become proper Premier League legends of this era. Do you know what I mean? But Szoboszlai definitely, beginning of the season, I wasn't having any of the chat, of how he's probably one of the best midfielders. But right now, I can say, I hold my hands up. Great player. And what I love the most is that being technically gifted and doing special things on the ball and doing the free kicks is just, obviously it's amazing to see. But when you're able to run the amount he does, at the velocity he does, play all those positions, cover all that blade of grass, defend the best player on the opposition's team, and still in the 80th minute, he's still producing moments of magic, or he's pinging balls with such a accuracy that you'd expect in the first 15 minutes of the game. We've gotten the cobwebs off of your boots. For him to maintain throughout a whole 90 minutes of Premier League football and still show the same pizzazz and same quality, for me that's an underrated ability. Your quality doesn't diminish as the game goes on. It just maintains, drives forward, he's positive, left foot, right foot.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He is
for
that
Liverpool,
guy.
Bro, I think they'll be where Tottenham are without him.
Yeah.
And they need to really think about how they can protect him going into next season. He's played a lot of games, a lot of minutes, a lot of yards.
Yeah, I've got it here.
Get a proper right back.
He's played 24 games out of 25 in the Premier League. He's played the FA Cup game. He's played all 8 Champions League games. And in those games, he's got 9 goals and 7 assists. So he's had 16 goal contributions in 34 matches. And think how many games he's played out of position during that time as well. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is fucking ridiculous. I think this is like one of the best bits of form I've seen from a player in a while. And I think but in relativity, because as you, in your own words, without him in that team, they'll be where Tottenham are now. So I think you need to give more praise to him because he's dragged his team up.
Well, he's kept them afloat, if
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Nah.
Ridiculous. Is there anything in City title race? We'll finish on this.
It's a lifeline. It's an absolute lifeline. Also, Alisson, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was
Alisson
weird.
had a shocking of the last 10 minutes in that game. Like,
He actually had a really good game before that as well.
yeah,
It was
but
weird.
this is what I mean. Goalkeepers aren't well. I think all goalkeepers are autistic. I don't know if I can say that. I think let me rephrase. Goalkeepers aren't normal.
And sorry, look, I think we're both a bit on the tism, so maybe you can say that. I sometimes see the way we act in public, and we're definitely neurodivergent.
Yeah, we're neurodivergent, but goalkeepers, okay, that's better. Neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers, I don't know what is wrong with you. Maybe because you spend minutes, hours throughout games just by yourself and you're alone with your thoughts, and you're not really involved in the game that much, so you just go a bit loopy sometimes. But I don't know what it is, but also never met a very normal. Actually,
I've never met a really normal keeper.
well, Matt.
From Gospel.
He's pretty normal.
Yeah, he's the only. I've only ever met, even in amateur football, even growing up, I've only ever met one normal keeper.
Him, is that him? Yeah.
Yeah. He's the only one.
Yeah, he was normal. Like, yeah. But keepers, yeah, I've never, like, my boy Aaron from football, I love him to bits from Hammersmith, yeah. Nutter, mate. But lovely nutter, but he's
Should we
crazy.
tell the story? No, we can't.
There's so many.
Yeah, the tabs, I'm thinking.
Oh, I love you, Aaron. Man.
Yeah,
I love
sorry,
you.
that's
Shout out
all
Aaron,
right.
man.
Yeah, love Aaron.
Top keeper as well. Top keeper.
Actually, insane.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, even sometimes I see Raya doing, when you're watching the game from the stands, sometimes you just see Raya, like, I think the ball will go out for the goal kick. The guy's just standing by the corner flag, just chilling, bro. I'm like, why are you, like, the guy just does shit. He's like, oh, and he just tracks back. He's like, oh shit. Just forgets where he is. Same thing he was doing probably, it's only cost him probably once or twice this season because he had a blinding of a season. But anyway, Alisson, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You've given away that penalty. No need for that. The ball's gone out of play. No need to put pressure on that. You stay in goal. He has a crack, maybe. He gets on target, but he's on a stretch. Then, last 10 minutes, I get you going up for the corner. Sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's not. But you stayed up the field for about another fucking 2 minutes.
The way you started jogging. Have you seen before that goal goes in? Bro just gave up.
Of course,
Bro scores one header against West Brom.
bro, when the ball came out, when the ball even got cleared out of the box, he showed no urgency to go back to his own goal. He thought he was a striker.
He generally wanted to stay up there.
Bro, he thought he was in the playground. I was like, what are you doing? You got your chance of your story, whatever you thought in your head, is gone. Go get back in the net.
Yeah, so funny. But anyway, where does it leave City? Do you think?
Sorry, I had to get out of my system.
Do you think they'll push on now?
I don't know. You only know if someone pushing after a moment like that if they actually win the next game. You know, Fulham at home. They're back at home. They should win. They should dominate. Fulham are in a bit of a weird limbo at the moment. Nothing to fight for. Almost completely safe.
I think there's been this acceptance that they're just gonna go on this run. And I look at that fixture and I do get scared, and my immediate thoughts in the video I made were that. But you know, I've seen City slip up at times this season when I thought they wouldn't slip up. I know they should win it. They probably will win those games. All I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't as clean as people think. Like, I'm thinking that Leeds away. Because I think Leeds have one bad game against us. You look at what they did to Forest the other day at home. I don't think they're a bad team by any stretch. I think that game's a lot harder than people think.
Leeds are going to guess out. They don't have that.
I'm not saying City probably won't win that. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised.
Nah, City win that. Bro.
I know. But it'll be... I think that game at the Etihad is going to be massive.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think we don't realise. I think it's going to get really nervy. I think this is... I was listening to James McNicholas from The Athletic talk about it on... he's called Gunner Blog Online if you want to check it out. He was saying he wants to see that story. All those years we go to the Etihad, you think of Adebayor sliding down, you think of all the times we've come up short there, you think of how much pain has happened to us. I even think about the last minute goal they got, I think through John Stones, you know, when Miles Lewis-Skelly got booked before even making an appearance. There has been so much pain there, and the story and the storyline to go there, get that win, is magical. Will it happen? We have to wait and see. But I really think that game is going to be bigger than a lot of people even realise now. It'll be like a World Cup final. It'll be like a FA Cup final. I think the League Cup's going to be an important game as well. But I think that game will be the most nervous I'll be. Can we do it nowadays and win there? Yeah, I think we can. Will we? We'll have to wait and see. But I think it's a chance to rewrite so many wrongs for so many years. That Adebayor knee slide will haunt me for the rest of my life. And it's time to rewrite history there. I thought I was in the edit. I'm going to put that in the edit.
Soft lighting. You know, of course, you can't underestimate how that game can just define the whole season for both teams. You know, I think you got the Carabao Cup in March. That final is also huge. It's going to be tasty. Let's see where we are come both of these matches, you know. I think having that taste of silverware is going to do miracles for, probably more for us than them. Like, they've been in that situation before. They've won the Carabao. They've been to Wembley. But let's see how we handle that. If we can go there. I'm probably more confident about that game than
the
Etihad game.
Yeah.
Just because of how close that game is to the end of the season and where we could be at that point. But with City about to have their easier run of fixtures. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see where we land.
All right. I kind of did maddest moment through like the story that I did earlier. Is there any maddest moment you know of? I think I shot you loads. Oh, I heard that Neymar's contract at Barcelona included upshot came out. Neymar's contract at Barcelona included an orgy for his dad in Piccadilly in London. That whole transfer was dodgy.
Shit, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Who didn't? We all did. No, I'm joking. Come on, man. I was in church that day.
All right, freak of the week.
Neymar.
Yeah, there's got to be Neymar for that, to be fair. Neymar's dad.
Rafael Leão's dad.
Why?
You not see the song he put out?
No. This would be maddest moment. What's the song he put out? That doesn't sound like a dude. What's this song?
His dad made a song about Cristiano.
Yeah. What the fuck is this? Oh. He's gonna go on.
Yeah. When you post this pod, you gotta use this song.
I'll get copyrighted.
Jesus.
Why is he making a song about Ronaldo?
Loves this guy. No idea.
Portuguese people, man.
Portuguese
Portuguese people, man.
Big up, man.
Interesting. Just come back from Portugal.
I took my Portuguese mate to the Sunderland game.
Yeah.
Big Jokeres fan. He's a Sporting Lisbon guy.
Yeah. He was a nice guy.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, you met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Howler. Who's our Howler?
That's all you, mate.
Me?
You negative Nelly.
On what? The video I put out.
No, I'm joking. I'm just saying you got usually the howlers.
I do that. Oh, sorry. Oh, we said Neymar's dad for free. Howler.
All the dads, the Portuguese speaking dads.
Nah, because that song kind of goes hard.
No, I mean those are the freaks
Why are they the freak? Oh, they're the freak.
of the week.
Well, Neymar's dad's Brazilian. All Portuguese speaking dads. There we go.
We got there.
There we go. We got there.
Fucking
But I don't think Neymar's dad was doing much speaking. Well, maybe he was. Was he? We lost the plot.
No comment.
I don't know. Who's my fucking Howler? I feel like it's got to be... Oh, Alisson. It's got to be Alisson. You had such a good game and then you had Howler. And it's very unlike you. So I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
There's a few of them that you can say Digne.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. What is he doing? That was like... He looked like, at school when you're doing like a fire drill and like you've got people standing by the doors and you've got to do your fire drill training. He literally looked like he was pointing directions towards the door that you have to go out. Instead, this time, it was a goal at Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's like that Tottenham steward.
Yeah. He's like, well, that is mental. I think he should go to League Two for that. No, even that Isthmian Central North doesn't even make any sense, but he's going to be put there. That is awful.
I was wondering why he's been dropped for so many games, but fuck me.
Jesus Christ.
Stealing an 11.
He was more open than Bonnie Blue. And on that note, we're going to...
Jesus Christ.
Apparently she knows Neymar's dad as well.
You know what? That's very sexist of you, mate.